So again, like with everything else, you're gonna start up and come down. Y'all ready? Okay. Windshield seal. Collar, wiper, secure, no damage. Wiper has a proper tension because it's sitting on the glass. Air filter canister, secure, no damage. Has a gauge on the front that lets me know when I need to replace my filter. I have two reservoirs on this side, my coolant and my washer fluid. Both are secure, no leaks, filled to the proper level, and they have the proper cap. Now you're gonna come back down and you're gonna go in. My turbo, secure, no black soot that would indicate a leak. Black soot is just your exhaust leaking out. It's gonna leave a mess underneath the hood if you got a leak under there. My turbo pipes and all my pipes, hoses, and wires on this side. Secure with the proper clamp. No leaks, no audible leaks, no exposed copper. A leak is anything liquid. Audible leak is anything air. Exposed copper is any freaking wire that could have a bare wire showing. All right. Now you're gonna come in. You're gonna start here with your coolant filter. Right behind your water pump is your coolant filter. You're gonna mention your coolant filter and your oil filters. There's 3 of them under there. So just say oil filters. Secure, no leaks. That's all you need to say. You have 2 belt-driven components on this side of the truck, your water pump and your fan. They're both secure. Water pump has no leaks, fan has no missing blades. You're gonna mention your belt has no more than, or it has less than, I like no more than 3/4 of an inch play, and it's not cut or torn, or it's not damaged. My radiator housing, my hood spring, and my hood latch. Secure, no damage, no leaks. Radiator can leak, right? Now you're gonna start at your frame. My front and rear spring hangers, and my leaf springs. No cracks, no legal welds, no missing leaves. Anything involving your frame is gonna be no cracks, no legal welds. They're secured with 2 U-bolts. He's listening for 2 U-bolts. 4 nuts to my steering axle, which is not bent or broken. My shock, secure, no leaks. That's all you need to say. In the back here, behind the tire, you have your lower control arm and your tie rod. On the other side, you have an upper control arm and a tie rod. Tie rod just ties the 2 wheels together. That's why it's called a tie rod. So my lower control arm and my tie rod are not bent or broken. They're secured with a castle nut and a cotter pin, 1 of each. On the other side, there's 3 of each, so you're gonna say castle nuts and cotter pins. That completes your suspension. Now you're gonna go to your brakes. So my ABS valve, my ABS line, my brake hose, and my brake can. Secure, no audible leaks, no exposed copper, because your ABS line is a wire. On the front of your brake can, you have your slack adjuster. Has no more than 1 inch of play, and my push rod is connected to your slack adjuster. It goes into your brake can. That's what applies your brake. It's not bent or broken. So my slack adjuster, no more than 1 inch of play. My push rod is not bent or broken. These Macs have a brake dust cover on them, both of them. So you're just gonna say, this truck has a brake dust cover, but if I could see my brakes, I'd make sure there's more than 50% of brake life. And you're gonna do your brake drum, inner rim, outer rim, no cracks, no legal welds. Your inner tire, outer tire, no cuts or abrasions. In class, they taught you ABC, abrasion, bumps, and cuts. If that's easier for you, then go ahead and say it. If you wanna say no bumps or cuts, that's fine too. I say no cuts or abrasions. Whatever you do to let the guy know that there's nothing wrong with your sidewalls. So my inner tire, outer tire, no cuts or abrasions. I have even tread wear, no less than 4/32. Front tire is 4, rear tires are all 2. Even tread wear, no less than 4/32. I checked out with a tread depth gauge. My lug nuts are all present, no shiny metal or weeping rust. He's listening for shiny metal or weeping rust. That would indicate a loose lug nut. My hub and hub seal. If you turn around and look at that truck, that's what a hub and hub seal look like in the middle of the wheel. This is a hub cap. He knows that, you know that, I know that. He also knows that there's a hub and hub seal under there, so you don't have to mention the hub cap. My hub and hub seal, secure, no leaks. My valve stem, find your valve stem. Secure with a metal cap. It has to have a metal cap on it, so it's secure with a metal cap, no audible leaks. If I was to check my tire pressure, I'd check it with a tire pressure gauge. The tire's inflated. Give the tire a kick, tell him it's inflated. Don't say properly inflated. Don't give him the chance to say, oh really? Check it. I don't know about you, but I don't carry a tire pressure gauge on me all the time. So now you're gonna come around to the other side. And again, you're gonna start up again and work your way down. In, out. Windshield sealed, collar and wiper, secure, no damage. Wiper has the proper tension because it's sitting on the glass. My governor and my AC dryer, secure, no audible leaks. They're both air. This one's got gas in it, but it's not a liquid leak. It'll be inaudible. My treadle valve, right in the middle of all of these colored hoses, is your treadle valve. My treadle valve hoses, and all my pipes, hoses, and wires on this side are secure with a proper clamp. No leaks, no audible leaks, no exposed copper. I have 2 gear-driven components. If you come and look in the back here, see that silver thing down in there, that big silver thing? That is your air compressor. That's a gear-driven component. Underneath here is your power steering pump. It's red. It's got 2 black high-pressure hoses going into it. So I have 2 gear-driven components on this truck. My air compressor and my power steering pump. Both are secure, no leaks, no audible leaks. This one's liquid, that one's air. You're down here at your power steering pump, you're gonna come over. My fuel filter and my water separator, which is right next to it, are both secure, no leaks. From there, you're gonna come straight up. I have 1 reservoir on this side. It's my power steering reservoir. It's secure, no leaks, filled to the proper level with a proper cap. Working your way out still. This is where I check my oil. This is where I fill my oil. I checked it this morning. If you'd like, I'll check it again. Give him that option. Makes him feel like a nice guy, a big guy, you know what I mean? I have 2 belt-driven components on this side. My alternator, underneath your alternator is your AC. Alternator is secure, no loose terminals. That's where the nut screws on the wire to the back. No exposed copper. And my AC is secure, no audible leaks. My belt, you're gonna mention it again because it's a separate belt from what's on the other side. My belt is secure, has no more than 3/4 of an inch play, and is not cut or torn. Working your way out. Last thing on the way out is your condenser. It's actually an AC condenser, but you don't need to say it. Your AC condenser is like the silver thing on the back of your air conditioner at home that you can make all the funny designs in. All it does is bring air in and cool it off to run into your AC, to run into your air dryer, to run into your vehicle. So my condenser is secure, no audible leaks. Last thing up top, my steering column is not bent or broken. Secured to my gearbox, which is not leaking. That's it. You don't need to get over explanatory on it. Not bent or broken, secured to my gearbox, not leaking. Now you're back at your frame, just like on the other side. So from here out, with the exception of these extra parts that are right here, everything's the same. My frame, front and rear spring hangers, and my leaf springs. No cracks, no illegal welds, no missing leaves. Secured with 2 U-bolts and 4 nuts to my steering axle, which is not bent or broken. My shock absorber, secure, no leaks. Here's the last difference. My pitman arm, that's underneath your gearbox. My pitman arm, my drag link, my upper and my lower control arm, and my tie rod, not bent or broken, secure with castle nuts and cotter pins. If you look in at that castle nut, you'll see why it's called a castle nut. It looks like the top of a castle. All right. Now your suspension is done, you do your brakes. Everything from here out is exactly the same on the other side. So if you're right over there, you'll be right over here. My ABS valve, my ABS line, my brake hose, my brake can. Secure, no audible leaks, no exposed copper. My slack adjuster has no more than 1 inch of play, and my push rod is not bent or broken. I have a brake dust cover on this side, but if I can see my brakes, I'd make sure I have more than 50% brake life. My brake drum, inner rim, outer rim, no cracks, no illegal welds. My inner tire, outer tire, no cuts or abrasions. I have even tread wear, no less than 4/30 seconds. I check that with a tread depth gauge. My lug nuts are all present, no shiny metal or weeping rust to indicate a loose lug nut. My hub and hub seal are secure, no leaks. My valve stem is secure with a metal cap, no audible leaks. If I was to check it, I'd check it with a tire pressure gauge. Tire's inflated. That's it. Now you're gonna tell the guy, now I'm gonna close my hood, I'm gonna get in, and I'm gonna do my brake test and my in-cab inspection. All right? So